Hi everyone, I'm your instructor Erin Fuchinami, and we're going to go over just some of the basics for our Canvas page so that you know how to access things on Canvas and also how to work your way through assignments. So I'm viewing our course page as a student. So this is what you should see once you are logged into Canvas and once you click on your English 1A class. If your English 1A class, doesn't match these numbers, that's okay. The way that these things work for all of my English 1A classes will be really similar. So once I make a video, I might use it for future semesters, just a heads up. So you'll see the same kinds of links over here on all of my 1A classes. Modules is our homepage. So that's where you're going to need to go to get started. And then every week when you're ready to go and do your work, everything's going to be located here in modules. You can also find our syllabus on the syllabus tab. You can find people so you can see who's in your group because our class does use group work. Using the people tab, you can keep track of your grades under the grade tab. And then I have different things here that you can use that just might be helpful for you, like tutorial services, the library, all that good stuff. All right, so this is our modules homepage. The first thing you're going to see when you start our class is this welcome module. I also wanted to show you this little arrow here. So if you want to get a module out of the way, once we have several different modules, you can just click that arrow and it'll kind of minimize it. But everyone should be starting here. You'll also notice that in the top right-hand corner of the module, it'll tell you what you need to do. So our class uses these things called prerequisites and requirements, which mean that you have to work through these things in order to move through the class, right? So the first thing that we have is just a link to our class website. If you haven't checked that out yet, check out your class website. It's just the same information as the syllabus in a more, kind of user-friendly format. So instead of a big document, it's a cute website. You should start right here where it says, where should I start? You'll notice that this one is like lit up, right? Because that means that you can access it. It also has a due date associated with it. So this will be the first date of your semester. And then once we're into our regular modules, then you'll see due dates. So it'll tell you when different things need to be completed by. Next to that, it'll also tell you what you need to do with this. So for this one, you just need to view it, right? So our welcome module is just a bunch of informational stuff. So they all say view. They'll also all say 0 points in our welcome module because they're not worth any points because you're not turning anything in, right? So let's look at that. So if I'm a student in this class, I'm going to start with this. It'll tell me that due date up here and along with the time that it needs to be due by. And then here's all the information that you need, right? So remember, this is different for every class. I'm just using this one as an example. So it'll give you a rundown of different things that you need to do. It'll also give you links to different things that might be helpful for you. So I'm going to work my way through all of this stuff, get myself all situated and ready to start our class. And then once I've gotten to the bottom of that, then I'm going to click next, and that's going to take me to the next thing in this module. And this one is a video, so it opens in a new tab and it will tell you how to access materials and courses with prerequisites and all of that good stuff. So once I'm done viewing that, I'm going to click back over to my Fresno City page here and then continue moving through the module. So when I hover over next, it tells me what's coming up is to read the syllabus. So I'm going to click next. And it tells me that I just need to use this link to check out the syllabus or the class website. Once I've done that, then I'll move on to the next one and so on. So each week you can move through the modules that way. Again, in this first module is just informational to kind of get you situated with class and make sure that you know how to navigate our classroom and how we use different things like groups and tutoring and so on. This welcome module is going to stay up at the top of our modules page for the whole semester because it has all kinds of helpful links. Like if Canvas is misbehaving or I don't know how to use it, I can follow these links to get some help with Canvas. If I need tutoring and I'm not sure where to go for that, there's links and information here in the welcome module. So that's how you can work through modules, and you'll notice if I go back to the modules page that now all of this stuff that was previously kind of grayed out is now checked off because I have viewed it. It shows that it's completed. So now I can get to other stuff, right? But because I didn't click through that last item in this module, I can't start on the week 1 module. So if I wanted to get started on the work that is due for class, I would need to make sure that I did look through the welcome module at least once so that I can open up the upcoming modules, right? So these are resources here just for when you need extra help. Again, I keep those handy at the top of our modules page, just so that you have those things there for you in case you need them throughout the semester. Now to get to our next module, you can click next and it'll show you that you're going to the week 1 readings and materials, or you can just go back to modules. And now because you've looked through everything in the welcome module, now module 1 is open and available. So remember, the welcome module is just there while we get started. After that, then each week you'll have a new weekly module like this one. So the first thing you're going to see in a weekly module is a schedule. So this is the first weekly schedule. It'll tell you a due date and what you need to do. So in this example, by January 13th, this class needs to view this schedule. And then remember that our coursework is due every Wednesday and every Friday. So you can also see that on Wednesday you have a discussion due. It's worth 5 points, and you need to just contribute to that discussion post in order to get credit for that. And then by Friday, you have another discussion due, so different due date, also shows you the points, tells you what to do. And those are the only modules that I have open for this class because I'm using it as an example and it's new. So the next weekly module isn't there yet. But once I work through these things, then I'd be able to open up those other things. So let's look at some examples of what to expect for our weekly schedules. For all of my classes, a new weekly schedule is posted each week by Sunday. Sometimes I'll make them available sooner, but you'll definitely have them by the Sunday before that week starts. You can see in our weekly schedule that it tells you when the week starts, which week number we are in. This also has a link to the essay packet for this unit. And then you'll see readings. So these are all of the things that we're going to be reading for this week. Then you have lectures to watch, and you can see that they're all links, except for the ones that I'm not done with yet. So those will be links once this class goes live. So you can just click through the links to read or watch the different things that are assigned. Since this is the first weekly schedule, I also just have kind of some notes for folks since this is a new class. But on upcoming weekly schedules, it'll just show you what's due, right? So it'll tell you things that are due. It'll say due Wednesday and then due Friday. I just noticed a typo in this one, but I'm going to leave it because I don't want to start over. And then if your class has a 205 component, it'll also say what is due in English 205. So for Wednesday, you'll have some things due in your 205 class if you have a 205 component for your class. So that's just one way that you can see what's due and when. Remember that additionally, you can also check that information out in the syllabus under the schedule of classes. So once I've looked at my weekly schedule, then I'm going to go to next. and I'll see that I've got my first discussion for that week due. So under discussions, it'll tell you what you need to do, right? So before completing this discussion, you should have gotten in touch with your groups and read the syllabus or viewed the website. And then it'll tell you what you need to actually do, right? So you'll go through, you'll answer these questions, you'll chat with your group. When you're ready, the way that you complete discussions is by clicking reply. So if I click reply, I can type my response here, right? There's my imaginary typing. And then when I'm ready, once I've answered all the questions, then I click the reply button, and that's how I post my discussion contribution to the page. Once I've done that, then I can go on to the next thing, which is another discussion about our first weekly readings. So that's how you navigate modules and turn in discussions and whatnot. So I'm going to head back to the modules page just so that I can show you a couple of other things really quickly, and then we'll be done with this Canvas overview. So the syllabus tab is pretty self-explanatory. That's where you're going to get to our syllabus, which answers all kinds of questions about things to expect in the class. It has all of your readings, all of that good stuff. You can also click on the People tab, and if you click there, this is a great way to be able to reach your group. So if you go from People over to Groups, that's going to tell you which group you're in. So you can open all of these, and then it'll tell you which one you are a part of. And that way you can contact your groups and get started with collaborating. So that's just another way to do that. Also, you can keep track of your grades. So if you click on grades, it'll show you your grades for all of the assignments in class. And then remember that you can also use these helpful links here. Another really important one to be aware of is the inbox feature. So if you click on inbox, I'm not going to because it'll bring up all of my student emails, then you can email everyone in class, or you can email your group specifically, or you can email me. Additionally, I tend to send out weekly reminder emails, and then I also send out emails like if you've missed an assignment or something like that, or if I just need to reach you that way. So make sure that you're checking your Canvas inbox and also using that to keep in touch with your peers, your group, and myself. All right. Also, if you have questions about Canvas and you need some additional help, make sure that you check out these resources here. So in our welcome module, under Get Canvas Help, there's tutorials about all kinds of stuff having to do with Canvas. Additionally, if Canvas just isn't working correctly, it's hidden under my little screen here, my screen recorder. But down here, there's a Canvas Help button. So if you click on that, you can also get Canvas Help that way. So a couple of good options in case Canvas is new for you. One other feature to go over really quickly is your to-do list over here. So this is a handy way to kind of keep track of what's due in our class. Additionally, if you have other classes or if you have a 205 component for our class, remember that you can view that on your dashboard. So if you go to dashboard, that's going to show you where different things are due for different classes. And if you go to courses, that will allow you to click on your different home pages for your various Canvas courses, just in case Canvas is kind of new to anybody. All right, hopefully that was helpful in getting us started. I hope that you all are excited about your English class. I know you are. It's going to be great. I'm glad that you're all here, and welcome to class.